Well, hello, I'm Chris, and this is my windshield wiper motor troubleshooting video. Now, I have a video on here where I retrofitted this. This used to be a mechanical that I retrofitted with an electronic pump from an 88 G20 van. When you see this thing work at the end of the video, I want you to go watch that video, give yourself a real good idea how to make one of those, because that's legit and that's staying on my car. And I can just easily go buy another pump for $16. Now, if you watch my videos, this dash has been wired perfect. Everything has been gone through 100%. But this was a 72 wiring harness that I converted to a 70. And it's funny because I talk about going over your wiring harness and you'll find secret plugs. So we have plug X. At that time, I didn't know what it was. I didn't care what it was. It just was not in a 70 wiring harness. So no big deal, right? This is a 70 Chevelle. This is 70 through 72. Every couple of years they change a little bit of stuff on here, so you have to familiarize yourself with yours. Okay, this might not be like yours, but it's very similar. So it's going to be understood that you've already went through this motor and make sure it works or replaced it. Now this is retrofitted with a newer type motor in there, so it's going to make a loud buzz when it comes on, and it has a momentary switch, so you have to hold it down to pump as long as you want. 100% factory wiring, and it modified nothing there. So whenever I got everything hooked up, you have to turn power on and see what happens. It's an off is all the way left. That's all that happened. To push it would be to turn that pump on and see what happens when I pushed it. Okay, so everything's screwed up. Whenever you push that pump to come on, it's going to automatically throw it in low speed. If that's your problem, if yours is doing this, no movement until you push it to throw it in the park circuit. I'm not going to waste your time. Your plug's in upside down. On mine was I had the damn plug upside down, and let's check that out now. Okay, so now low speed. High speed. So let's just go ahead and go over how we check everything. So, well, let me see what they have in the book. Okay, so I looked at these two and I said, oh God, it's a freaking relay. So all day at work, I was trying to figure out how I was gonna fix this relay, and I remembered plug X. And I said, oh my God, it's got a black, got the same color as the windshield wiper switch. And I knew that that was some type of relay. Okay, so I have a 72 Monte Carlo, so I went over there to it and I found a relay thing plugged into that. I did a test on that car and verified that that did go back to the switch right here. So then I came back over here and I have a bunch of them, and I was like, okay, well, I need to figure out how this relay works. Finally I took it apart and I'm like, what the heck is this, you know? So I start freaking out and I'm like, well, I don't understand what this is doing. I'm starting to think that I screwed up my wiring harness by taking plug X out of it. The wiring diagram does not have any relays wired in it on a 70. So I sit here for like 30 minutes trying to figure out what the hell this is. These are not listed in any magazine. You can't even find one of these anywhere. So what is this? This is a freaking relay. This is a blower motor relay. See how it's got a coil in there? It's got a little contact. This is a mechanical relay. Started looking at it, I realized, no, it's just a bunch of resistors. What this is a washer pump relay. It's got three. This is just a hook or something. So this is 12 volts on with key. If you look on your harness, it comes from the radio power. So that's blue. That's your washer pump ground. That's black from wiper switch. That's a negative. Okay, so negative. This is also a negative too. So this is just a little fancy relay. 12 volts power here, and what it's doing is it has resistance between these two. It breaks the resistance and allows this to ground back to the switch. In other words, you have to have the key on to do the washer pump. So this is a ground. The ground's right here from the wiper switch. This wire and the other probe is on negative, so we should have no resistance. Negative. Now let's check the resistance. Right here we got resistance. Now let's add hot. So right here, and watch what happens to the resistance. Oh God. No resistance. Take the hot off. We got resistance breaking that ground. Hot. No resistance, completing the ground to your washer pump. See this jumper wire? This is the one we used in the testing the motor video. It's connected to ground, and it's got two little leads on it. You're gonna have to make you a jumper wire like that. We made it extra long so that we could test it on the car. Make sure you got a battery charger hooked up. This thing likes to use a lot of power. Okay, so I'm going to put 5 seconds to the wiring diagram here so you can screenshot it or just go watch that other videos. You have to kind of know what these wires are. So let's just talk about it real fast. Light blue has to go back to the switch. This black on this end right here, black goes back to the switch. So this blue right here to the washer pump goes back to the switch. Okay, so you got 3 wires that go back to the switch. Black with the yellow stripe is a hot up here and a hot in the middle. Now all you can really do to test it is just pull the switch off. Okay, so this switch has an extra ground right here, just ignore that. And you see right here, this blue is the negative from the washer pump. The middle black is the lower terminal on the wiper motor, and then the light blue is the upper terminal on the wiper motor. All you're gonna do is just run continuity tests, literally from this plug. See, we'll do one of them just to show you. These wires go straight to the engine bay. Now we're gonna do that continuity test with these 3 wires. Okay, so we're looking for dark blue right there. Okay, you want to do that first with those 3 wires, the dark blue, center black, and light blue. Do that first and make sure you have no issues right there in the wiring harness. You've done those 3 wires. The next test is simple. You're just making sure that this black and yellow is hot. So all we do, we ground this. Just a test light. Gotta turn the key on. Okay, got power there. Got power there. Okay, so if you have one of these plugs in your harness and you want to check it out, this will be 12 volt switched on coming off of the radio plug. Now this black goes back to the wiper switch, the center one right there, and should be a ground. The relay, once energized, is going to ground this out to there. So if you don't have a relay, you're going to put a little jumper wire in there, jump in the black and the blue if you're having issues with that relay. That's basically all I did. Was I tested every wire like that, and I actually had to watch my wiper motor video because it did not make any sense. And then watching that video, I saw my wiring diagram and realized that I had this damn plug in there the wrong way. Light blue is on the inside steering column, dark blue on the outside. Just make sure that plug is on there the right way. Okay, so now we're going to check out that washer pump. Okay, so the pump is not submerged. You're going to have to prime it or keep screwing with it till you get it primed. So let me show you how to do that. So you're going to hear the motor come on when I hit that button, but you got to hold your finger over it and try to prime that pump. You got to do that so you don't burn your pump up. Okay, so check that out. This pump's like set up. Dude. Now the wiring's 100% original. I have not changed anything. Go watch that retrofit video. That thing right there is gonna last a long time. That is original pump off a freaking '88 van, and it still works to this day. That's not a new pump, but you can buy these pumps brand new for $16 freaking. Seriously trying to show you this, and the switch does not freaking work. Okay. Squirter does though. Check it out. Okay, so let's say this is happening to you now where your switch isn't doing anything. We've actually checked that switch, we've checked the motor, we just did continuity tests through all the wiring, bypassed the relay. Parts do go bad. Okay, so now we're gonna do the last test. We're gonna reconfirm that this motor is good. Okay, so in this part, we're taking that jumper wire that we made, it's connected to the ground, and it has to have 2 connections like that. Take the plugs off, get them out of the way. We're gonna take the washer pump part off. Just 3 screws. So we actually forgot the main freaking test. The #1 test. That's why you need to go watch my other video. Got the test light connected to positive on the battery. This motor is grounded to the body. We need to make 100% sure that everything on this motor is grounded. See, test light, grounded, grounded. #1 thing you need to check. Should have been the first thing. Go watch that video on how we test this motor. Okay, so we need to get a hot from one of these plugs, a black with yellow stripe. Get a pick, take it out. Wrap it up with tape. This is gonna come on hot with the key. We put it on the middle terminal. We have the hot going to the middle. Now in the other video we go over this in depth, but all we're gonna do is we're gonna be jumping it like the other video to make sure our motor goes into low speed, high speed, and park. Fucking motor's going bad or something. What the fuck, dude? But you see, man, you see that test we're trying to do right there. We're trying to jump it, and it's being inconsistent like it was when we were doing it on the switch. It could just not be getting grounded right here, so let me try one last thing. Good God. Alright, so I just hooked it back up. Let's just hope that it just got mad because we took it apart. Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing earlier. Low. Low. Hopefully it's just the voltage. This is what I was trying to talk about that. Yeah, I think the battery was just low. I've been charging it right now. Off. Okay, so that's why I make videos, just to show you what to look for, how to go through it. This is not a bullshit video. This has really happened to me. I just thought my motor was bad. You can see that we just charged the battery up, and now it seems like that was the problem. But and then the okay, see, that puts it in low. Just remember to turn your key off after you're messing with it. Okay, so it's 24 hours later. The battery's charged up. We're just gonna make sure that everything's working. I'm pretty sure it was only a low battery that was causing that. That's how come I left that footage in there. I wanted you to see that. Okay, so battery's charged up. Let's try it one last time. Low, high, and then back to low, off, it'll park itself. So whenever you push the washer pump to work, it doesn't matter how long you hold it down, it's going to put it in low speed. See, it's going to push it over. It's in low speed. There's the washer tank. I just got this today. You never want to just put straight water in these parts. See, I don't even have a windshield in the car, and I'm preparing myself. So when you buy this, you have to buy the little tube kit. It has like a little filter that goes down to the bottom. So I found some squirters. You're gonna have to have these if you want this all to work correctly, or get something like that. Just remember to blow these out. I'm gonna make a set out of these. I'm pretty sure this is a 68 or 9, and this is a 70 to 72, but I think these will work. You could make something like this work. I don't know. I think that's off of Monte Carlo. You got two holes that go through there, and these little things are gonna mount like that. This is not factory, but this piece also has two holes here, and there's two holes right there, so probably the tubes came out there. I don't know. Like I said, I've never seen one in real life that had them. So I just wanted to make a video actually going through one of these. The thing actually did mess up. I did not plan that. I had no idea that it was just a low voltage. I actually thought that motor was going bad, but you see, all worked out. We tested it, we figured it out. Works 100%. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.